There are rare souls who walk into our lives, even through the digital glass of a smartphone screen, and manage to strip away the artificial noise of the world, leaving behind pure warmth, sincerity, and hope. Sydney Towle was one of those extraordinary individuals. At just 26 years old, Sydney has passed away following a brave and deeply moving battle with cholangiocarcinoma, a rare and aggressive form of bile duct cancer that she was diagnosed with in 2023. Her passing leaves an unimaginable void in the hearts of her family, her friends, and the vast online community that came to cherish her. In the wake of such a heartbreaking loss, we are left to grapple with the cruelty of a life cut short. Yet rising above the heavy grief is the enduring legacy of a young woman who taught millions how to find joy, practice courage, and hold on to love, even in the darkest shadows. Long before her health battle defined her public journey, Sydney captivated hearts across social media. In an era often dominated by hyper-curated perfection and superficial trends, Sydney offered something far more precious: unapologetic authenticity. Her infectious laugh, self-deprecating humor, and effortless grace made her feel less like a public figure and more like a cherished, lifelong friend. Whether she was sharing daily routines, beauty and fashion tips, or candid reflections on growing up in her 20s, Sydney had a rare gift for making everyone feel seen and welcomed. To her followers, Sydney's platform was a sanctuary of positivity. She cultivated a community rooted in kindness and empathy, proving daily that the internet could still be a place of genuine human connection. In 2023, the course of Sydney's young life was altered forever. What began as subtle, concerning health symptoms culminated in a devastating reality: a diagnosis of cholangiocarcinoma. Bile duct cancer is notoriously rare and notoriously difficult to catch in its early stages, making a diagnosis at age 25 extraordinarily unusual and jarring. For anyone, such news is overwhelming. For a vibrant young woman on the cusp of building her future, it was a profound, surreal tragedy. Yet, faced with a reality that would break the strongest among us, Sydney chose resilience over defeat. She did not retreat into complete isolation, nor did she allow the disease to steal her identity. Instead, with immense vulnerability, she invited her audience into her battle, turning a deeply personal tragedy into a message of hope, awareness, and raw honesty. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision that something else is more important than fear. Navigating a complex cancer journey in front of hundreds of thousands of people requires an extraordinary level of strength. Throughout her treatment, Sydney was fiercely candid. She never sugarcoated the grueling reality of chemotherapy, the exhausting medical appointments, or the emotional toll of confronting her own mortality at 26. Yet, amid the hospital rooms, IV lines, and heavy news, Sydney's light refused to flicker out. Her updates were punctuated by moments of intense beauty. Finding laughter with loved ones over hospital tray lunches. Celebrating simple moments, sunlight streaming through a window, a peaceful morning, or a good day between treatments. Patiently educating her audience on the reality of rare cancers, advocating for early detection, and giving a voice to a medical condition that often receives far too little spotlight. For countless people facing their own struggles, whether dealing with illness, loss, or personal hardship, watching Sydney face her diagnosis with such dignity became a lifeline. She showed her community that vulnerability is not weakness, and that love and laughter can comfortably coexist alongside pain. The news of Sydney's passing has sent a wave of profound sorrow through the digital landscape. Tributes have flooded social media from every corner of the world. Loved ones have shared cherished personal memories, while followers who never met her in person have poured out their hearts, united by a singular message: Sydney changed them for the better. Her comment sections, once filled with casual conversations and heart emojis, have transformed into places of reflection and honor. Fans have pledged to live more intentionally, hold their loved ones tighter, and appreciate the simple gift of waking up healthy each morning. All because Sydney reminded them just how precious and fragile life really is. The overwhelming response is proof that a person's impact cannot be measured merely in the length of their years, but in the depth of their love. and the number of lives they touch. It is devastatingly easy to feel defeated by the injustice of losing Sydney at 26. There were so many milestones left to reach, so many dreams left unfulfilled, and so much life left to live. Yet, to remember Sydney only through the lens of tragedy would be to overlook the vibrant way she actually lived. Sydney lived with intent, passion, and an open heart. She faced one of the world's most daunting diagnoses, not with bitterness, but with a quiet, persistent grace that moved mountains. As we mourn her loss, we carry forward the vital truths she embodied. Never be afraid to show up as your true self. Even on the hardest days, there is always something small to be grateful for. Tell the people in your life what they mean to you today and every day. To Sydney's family, friends, and closest loved ones, the global community offers its deepest condolences and strength. To Sydney, thank you for sharing your journey, your heart, and your unfailing light with a world that so desperately needed it. Your fight is over, your pain is gone, but the spirit with which you lived will echo in the hearts of millions forever.